Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a craft fair idea for you, or an idea for gifts for friends. I got these cards at a thrift store for $2. There's 18 of them, and they came from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which I adore. And they are all the same, which is fine. They also came with the envelopes. And so what I'm going to do is take these greeting cards and turn them into little mini journals. Okay, so by the time I'm done with them, I'll have 18 for my table at my next craft fair. Now, I had this exquisite collection from Tsunami Rose that has angels, and it's got lots of different postcards in the collection, some as well as some like journaling pages and things. So what I did is I already knew my number, so that really helped, and I just printed up 2 postcards for each little booklet plus 2 pages. I printed this one at 80%. So if you didn't know, you can change like the size of your paper that when you're printing. So I printed that one at 80, and I believed I printed the other one at 90%. Then I have this tea dye paper, which I'm also going to use. I'm going to put it between the 2 sheets of printables. So each one of these little greeting card journals will have 12 pages to journal on. So any page that you're inserting into your journal, you can multiply by 4. It has 4 sides by the time it's folded in half. So I'm measuring my card, and at first I thought, oh, this is just a 5 by 7, but it's actually not. It's a 5 by like 6.5. I'm so glad I measured it. So always make sure you know the dimensions that you're working with. Now, I want to get the most out of my tea dyed paper. So I decide that I'm going to cut it at 5.5. So I'm going to take 9 sheets and cut them down to 5.5. Now, this was a mass make for me, so I did all processes at one time. So with this trimmer of mine, this is the We Are Memory Keepers Trim and Score. I can cut 3 of these sheets at one time. This is like a 30-pound cardstock that I've tea dyed. It might be 28-pound. Anyways, it easily cuts through 3 sheets at a time. So I'm just going to speed up the process for myself and cut 3 sheets at once. I'm folding up the first one. I'm going to put it in my card. And basically that is an A2 size when it's folded. So it fit. I knew it would fit fine in there, but I just wanted to get my eyes on it. If you were making these for the first time, I would recommend that you make a prototype first. Don't print up 18 sheets of this and 18 sheets of that until you know your measurements. I was confident enough using the computer and having the basic idea of where I was going with this, that I felt confident enough to go ahead and do it. But if before you get started, I would recommend to just, do a prototype first. Okay, so now to cut these, I wanted to share that if you cut the long sides first, and then you can cut your 2 short sides, and it just makes trimming the pages so much more efficient. I am doing 2 sheets at once, only because these 2 sheets are identical. Okay, so I'm sure that the back sheet looks exactly like the front sheet, and that's why I'm comfortable cutting 2 of these at once. If you had 2 different postcard sheets, I would not recommend it. Just because they're all going to vary slightly by design, which is what I love about them. I printed 2 of these for each card because I want to use one as a pocket and then one to go inside of the pocket. I had a comment recently with someone asking me about prayer journals, and I've actually made a number of prayer journals. And I wanted to make this video to inspire for that, but also let you know that Tsunami Rose has tons of printables for prayer journals in her store. So if you're looking for different prayer journal like printables or ideas, go to Tsunami Rose. She's on Etsy, and it's also tsunamirose.net. And look at all, like, she makes prayer journals like every month. She makes a new release of them. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of options out there. I just chose this one. It was in my stash. It was all about angels because I made myself a devotional, an angel devotional this year during Advent. And I thought it just matched perfectly with these cards. Okay, so now I have all my pages done. I'm just checking it out, making sure that I'm liking it. I don't need them to be too thick. So, you know, you could add more pages to this. You could add different flips and things like that. I was looking for a $5 item to add to my booth and, you know, a journaling item. I also thought, because I usually do a Christmas art fair when I set up my booth, and so it would be great to have these during that time as well. They're not Christmas themed at all, but of course they could go for Christmas time, but they could go all year long. So I love that versatility. If you're not into angels and prayer journals and things like that, don't worry. Take this same principle with any, you know, theme that you choose. This is just the one that I had found cards for that I really liked and that I wanted to make. I'm using a metallic thread here that I got at Walmart, and I'm just tying that on. That is actually the binding. So this way someone actually could add in pages if they want. And I'm really loving it. It's so simple to do. So a couple of more tips that I have for you is, like, here I'm going to do my pockets. I'm going to do all of my pockets at once. So I'm just going to do like a little assembly line here to put all of these together. So I was able to make 18 little greeting card journals in less than an hour. I timed myself. It took me 40 minutes. So 40 minutes is a great turnaround for a small item for your booth. Like I said, $5 each. And I like having items of all different ticket prices, and, you know, maybe someone just wants a little something for someone. And so I always like having, you know, items that are my big junk journals, little junk journals, junk journals in between those junk journals. Like, there's just so many different ways that you can make one. And so it'll be great to have kind of this bridge between card making and journaling within my booth, because I also sell greeting cards at my booth. Now I went through and I made sure to fold all of my pages at once. So, you know, I'm just folding them in half. That's easy enough to do. So I'm going to fold up all my pages at once, and then I'm going to stack them in the order that I want to put them in my journal. So here I'm just doing all the folding and stacking. I already went through and glued in all of my pockets and added my internal postcard. Now, I kind of wish I would have stamped as well on these, but I'm not going to worry about it. I just, after the fact, I kind of got the idea that the page with the cross, it would have been nice if I had stamped on the front and back of that, the white pages of it. In one of the examples I'm going to show you at the end of this video, I did use washi tape. You can use anything. I did go in and I printed kind of little prayer cards to put in these as well. It's from the same kit. Tsunami Rose does these really cool like journaling cards. They're kind of big. You get 4 to a page for every kit, and this one had one with crosses. And I printed 2 copies to a page, and I turned them into journaling cards. You'll also see that here at the end of the video. So now I'm just going through, gathering all my pages, putting them all together, and putting them in each one of the journals. Okay, then I'm going to go through, I determined the length of the string that I want, and I'm going to go through and cut a string for every single journal. And this way I don't even have to measure. I'm just using the same strings, and then I tied all of those on. And here is my finished product. You could definitely alter the cover as much as you want of your greeting card. I just love mine exactly the way it is, so I didn't want to change it. You could add lace to these, paper sentiments. You could add stickers. I mean, the sky's the limit of how you decorate the inside of your mini journals. I was just keeping mine simple. Here's the little prayer card that I made to go into each one, and then I use these little bitty mini paper clips to put those on each page. And this is also the example where I put just a little strip of washi tape down at the bottom. Another thing that I was keeping in mind with these particular journals is that they're flat and they easily fit into the envelopes, the 5x7 envelopes. So they're easy for people to send, just like they would send any other greeting card. I hope you guys enjoyed this project, that you're feeling inspired, and that maybe this gives you another idea of a way to make a quick and easy gift or craft fair item. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think about the project in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.